Batman, Spider-Man, Wolverine, they're just some of the most popular superheroes whose powers are inspired by real animals. But nature has created even more extreme mutations than anything imagined in comics. Imagine an insect that's almost as small as a grain of rice, but can produce a sound as loud as a speeding train using just a special part of its body, or a frog caught on video that seems to shoot fire from its nostrils. And there's also an animal that doesn't just regrow its tail. Cut off its leg, its spinal cord, or even a part of its brain, and it will grow back as if nothing happened. Honestly, even Deadpool would be jealous of that ability. From ants that willingly explode to spray poisonous glue and stop invaders, to shrimp that can create explosions hotter than the surface of the sun. Today we will get to know the real superheroes of the animal kingdom. No CGI, no capes, just pure amazing natural abilities. But before we start, if you're new to our channel, make sure to subscribe so you'll always be updated with videos like this. Number 15, Spider-Man with glue guns. Spider-Man has webs, but this soft creature fights using two cannon-like appendages that shoot sticky liquid from its head. The velvet worm may look soft and defenseless, but when it's time to hunt, it becomes a true warrior. It hides in rotting logs and thick layers of dry leaves. When a victim passes by, it immediately releases two bursts of extremely sticky glue that can hit insects from almost a foot away. When the sticky liquid hits, it immediately hardens and traps the victim in place. It's like nature's own duct tape. Once the target can no longer move, the velvet worm slowly approaches and injects digestive fluid that gradually dissolves the victim's insides from the inside out. Yes, this seemingly adorable creature is like a living glue gun with a powerful digestive acid. Even more impressive, the velvet worm is considered a living fossil, which means it has hardly changed in over 500 million years. It is even older than the dinosaurs, yet to this day, it still successfully catches insects using the simple tactic of spraying glue and sucking up its liquefied prey. Number 14, Deadpool but underground. When it comes to extreme healing abilities, the naked mole rat is almost like Deadpool. Just like Deadpool, it barely feels pain and has an extraordinary ability to fight cancer because of its unique way of repairing its body. At first glance, it just looks like a long, hairless sausage with big teeth. But behind its unusual appearance is one of the most fascinating animals being studied by scientists. They discovered that this small creature is almost immune to cancer, lives 9 times longer than an ordinary mouse, and hardly feels any pain. How does it do this? Its body contains a special substance called high molecular weight hyaluronan. This substance helps prevent the formation of tumors in its tissues. In addition, its cells are excellent at repairing any damage and do not divide uncontrollably, which is one of the main reasons why people develop cancer. Even more surprising, naked mole rats live in large underground colonies that are almost like those of ants. They have a queen, workers, and guards, so they are considered one of the few mammals with this kind of organized society. They can survive for up to 18 minutes without oxygen and continue to live in cramped and toxic underground tunnels, where most animals would immediately lose consciousness. Number 13, built like Wolverine, eats like Venom. This scruffy-looking animal has the ability to heal like Wolverine and has a taste for eating snakes like Venom. The opossum is well known for its unique defense. When threatened, it pretends to be dead. It will lie on its side. It will stick out its tongue, drool, and even release a smell like a rotting corpse to fool predators. But what many people don't know is that it also has a natural resistance to venom. You heard that right. The opossum is naturally immune to the venom of venomous snakes. This includes pit vipers like the rattlesnake and cottonmouth. Scientists have discovered that its blood contains a special peptide that can block the effects of these venoms. Because of this, it can eat venomous snakes as if they were just ordinary food. Even more impressive, a 2015 study showed that this peptide is also effective against the venom of the black mamba, one of the deadliest snakes in the world. Imagine that. This small marsupial can survive venom that can kill much larger animals. Because of this extraordinary ability, the opossum is now being studied as a possible key to creating more effective and safer medicines against snake venom. It's not just a simple scavenger, it's truly a superhero in the world of science. Number 12. The Jesus of the reptile world. If the Flash and Jesus were to have a pet, this would probably be their pet. This is the Basilisk lizard, also known as the Jesus lizard because of its unique ability to run on top of water. It can be found in the rainforests of Central and South America. It uses its large hind feet, which have special flaps of skin on the sides, to slap the water with great force. With the right speed and the right angle for each step, it creates small pockets of air under its feet. These temporarily support the weight of its body. As long as its running speed is sufficient, about 5 feet per second, it can stay on the surface of the water for up to 15 feet before it finally sinks due to gravity. Scientists have even studied this unique ability using high-speed cameras. The result is a reptile that seems to do a lightning-fast ninja sprint on the surface of a swimming pool, something humans can't do without special equipment. And like most superheroes, the Basilisk lizard only uses its extraordinary ability when it's in danger and needs to escape from predators. Number 11. Sonic Boom Shrimp. If you combine the powers of Black Panther and Iron Man to create a deadly warrior in the sea, the result would be the pistol shrimp. This is a small crustacean with a claw that can fire bubble-like bullets at speeds reaching up to 60 miles per hour. It closes its claw so quickly that it creates a bubble. When that bubble bursts, it creates a powerful shockwave strong enough to stun or kill nearby fish, crabs, and other small animals unlucky enough to pass through its range. The sound of its claws snapping reaches about 210 decibels. It's even louder than a gunshot, making it one of the noisiest animals in the world. But its amazing abilities don't end there. When the bubble bursts, it briefly reaches a temperature of over 4,700 degrees Celsius, which is even hotter than the surface of the sun. For a very brief moment, it even emits a tiny flash of light. So this tiny shrimp seems to be able to create small explosions underwater with just a snap of its claw. Number 10. You touch, you die, dragon millipede. Do you think Joker is crazy? Wait until you meet the dragon millipede. A bright pink millipede that releases poisonous chemicals and looks like a villain from a cartoon. It can be found in Southeast Asia, and it's not shy about showing how dangerous it is. Its bright pink color serves as a warning to predators to stay away. When it is touched or grabbed, it immediately releases hydrogen cyanide gas. This poisonous gas can irritate and burn the skin, damage the eyes, and even be deadly to small animals. But there's something even more unusual about it. Its smell is similar to roasted almonds, even though it is a dangerous poison. And most surprising of all, the dragon millipedes are completely immune to their own poisonous chemical. It's like a villain calmly walking through their own explosion. It doesn't need poisonous gas as a weapon. It is the gas itself. Number 9. The fire-breathing toad. If you combine the dragon Smaug and Pyro from X-Men into a small but hot-headed amphibian, it would probably be like the viral fire-spitting toad. In a viral video on the internet, you can see what looks like a frog breathing fire right out of its nostrils. However, there's still no proven species of frog that can actually breathe or spit fire. Scientists know that there are some species of frogs that secrete toxic and highly flammable chemicals from their skin. When this is combined with the right source of fire, or possibly the accumulation of methane gas, it may appear as if the frog is breathing fire. So what was seen could be true, it could just be a misinterpretation. Or the incident may have been greatly exaggerated. But one thing is certain. If there's one animal that deserves to have an origin story as a Marvel anti-hero, the fire toad is one of the strongest candidates. Number 8. The walking health insurance. Many superheroes and villains have the ability to heal quickly from injuries. One of them is Lizard from Spider-Man, who can recover from severe wounds. But while Dr. Kurt Connors only dreams of fully regenerating lost body parts, real salamanders have been able to do this for a long time. In fact, salamanders have had this extraordinary ability since the time of the dinosaurs. They don't need any serum or special medicine. When a salamander's tail is cut off, it grows back. When its leg is cut off, it can also grow back. Even if part of its spinal cord is damaged, it can repair it. Even more amazing, if a part of its heart, lungs, or even its brain is removed, it can regenerate the missing tissues as if its body has a ready-made blueprint. For many decades, scientists have been trying to discover the secret behind this extraordinary ability. Unlike humans, who are left with scars when injuries heal, the cells of a salamander first revert to a young or undifferentiated state. From there, they rebuild the missing body part. Currently, researchers are studying the DNA of salamanders to find out how missing human body parts might be regrown or how spinal cord injuries could be healed. If Marvel needs a new mutant who is an expert in healing, they don't need to look any further. The salamander is already nature's living health insurance. Number 7. Malaysian exploding ant. When Captain America said, "I can do this all day," it seems like the Malaysian exploding ant would reply, "There's no need, I'll just explode." These tiny ants don't just fight for their colony, they're willing to sacrifice their own lives to protect it. When faced with danger, they squeeze their abdomens so hard that they burst. When they explode, a sticky and poisonous yellow liquid sprays in all directions. The sticky poison clings to the bodies of their enemies, preventing them from moving and often causes their death even if the ant itself can no longer survive. This is no longer simple self-defense, it is a complete sacrifice for the colony. This poisonous liquid comes from the enormous poison glands inside the ant's body. The explosion is so powerful that it literally tears its own body apart to save the nest and its other companions. It has no plan to retreat. There's no backup waiting. Its only answer is one big explosion. If Black Widow saw this, she'd probably just shake her head in admiration. Number 6. Mystique would be proud of this. One of the most famous mutants in X-Men is Mystique, who has the ability to change her form and appearance at any time. But in the real world, there's an 8-legged creature that might be even more impressive than her. Meet the mimic octopus. It was discovered in the late 1990s near the coast of Indonesia. This extraordinary octopus can mimic more than 15 different kinds of animals. These include the lionfish, flatfish, sea snake, and even the jellyfish. It doesn't put on a new outfit. Instead, it changes its body shape, color, and the way it moves to look exactly like the animal it is imitating. When a predator approaches, it can flatten its body and glide just like a venomous fish. If the threat comes from an animal that might bite it, it hides 6 of its arms and leaves 2 extended. It waves them to look like a venomous sea snake. Even more impressive, it chooses which animal to mimic depending on the type of danger it faces. It's as if it has a list of disguises it can choose from at any time. Scientists believe it uses visual memory and pattern recognition that are more advanced than the abilities of most invertebrates. In other words, it's like Mystique with Google Translate and the ability to change form in an instant. Number 5, the Invisible Woman of the Ocean. Invisible Woman is one of the original members of the Fantastic Four, and she can disappear in an instant. But under the sea, there's a creature that can match that ability. It's the reef squid. It can be found in shallow tropical seas near coral reefs. It doesn't just blend in with its surroundings. It actually becomes part of the environment itself. It has highly active chromatophores, tiny cells that change color. Because of this, it can change its color, pattern, and even the texture of its skin in just a few moments, as if it's wearing digital camouflage. But it's not just used for hiding. It's also used to communicate with other squids. For example, a part of its body might be displaying something, a calm and neutral color to other reef squids, while the other side shows a bright and aggressive pattern to scare off an opponent. What's even more impressive is how quickly and smoothly it can make these changes with almost no delay at all. Scientists compare this ability to high-definition projection mapping. The nervous system of the reef squid directly controls each chromatophore, as if each one were a pixel on an ultra-high resolution screen. Because of this, it can create flashing rainbows, moving stripes, and even warnings that look like strobe lights, all happening within just a fraction of a second. Number 4, Banshee in bug form. What happens if you combine extremely powerful lungs, a throat, and a voice? In the world of X-Men, the answer is Banshee, who can unleash a scream so powerful it can shatter steel and send enemies flying. But in the world of insects, there's a tiny creature that has its own unique version of a sonic scream. This is the water boatman. This tiny freshwater insect, which is about the size of a grain of rice, is considered one of the loudest animals in the world relative to its body size. What's even more unusual is that it produces sound by rubbing its private part against its abdomen. Yes, you heard that right. With that simple movement, it can produce a sound that reaches 92.2 decibels, almost as loud as a speeding train passing right next to you. When scientists first recorded this, they were extremely surprised. While they were conducting studies in quiet lakes, their equipment picked up an extremely loud pulse of sound. When they traced its source, they discovered that this tiny insect was actually responsible. This method of producing sound is called stridulation. This is also the technique used by crickets and katydids to produce their distinctive sounds. But the water boatman's version is even more intense. It's not just about showing strength, it's like sending out a very powerful love song that can travel underwater even with predators listening. Number 3. Deadpool meets Mission Impossible. Combine Deadpool's extraordinary survival abilities with the intense escape scenes of Mission Impossible, and you'll get to know the spiny mouse. This is the only mammal in the world that can shed its own skin to escape danger and then regrow it as if nothing happened. When caught by a predator, it doesn't fight back and it doesn't freeze in fear either. Instead, it tears off its own skin and quickly runs away. It can lose up to 60% of the skin on its back and still survive. While the predator is left with a mouthful of just fur and skin, the little mouse has already escaped safely. Even more impressive, it can regrow its skin, sweat glands, fur, hair follicles, and even cartilage without leaving any scars. This is an ability that humans still cannot do naturally. Because of this, scientists are now studying the extraordinary healing ability of the spiny mouse. They hope to use this knowledge to create better skin grafts, more effective treatments for burns, and even ways to heal injuries without leaving scars for humans. So while the common mouse panics when it sees a trap with cheese, the spiny mouse seems to be playing a higher level of the survival game. There's always a clever way to escape and survive. Number 2, The Thing, but with wings. If the Thing from Fantastic Four had a cousin living under rocks and could survive being run over by a car, it would probably be the diabolical ironclad beetle. This beetle can be found in the western part of the United States. It has an extremely tough outer armor or exoskeleton that is so hard scientists have to drill through it using steel drill bits. In one experiment, it was proven that it can withstand a force equivalent to more than 39,000 times its own weight. If compared to a human, it's like a person surviving after being run over by a car crusher. What is its secret? Its tough elytra or wing covers are permanently fused together in a jigsaw puzzle shape. Because of this, the force that hits it is evenly distributed throughout its body, making it very difficult to crush. Currently, engineers are studying the unique design of its armor to create stronger airplanes, more durable body armor, and materials that are more resistant to extreme impacts. In other words, it's a small tank that fits in your palm. Even Hulk would probably wince in pain if he tried to punch it. Number 1, Rogue, but for real. In the world of X-Men, Rogue has the ability to absorb the powers of other beings. But in real life, there is a tiny organism that seems to do this in a much stranger way. This is the bedelloid rotifer. This microscopic creature lives in freshwater and moss, and it has been surviving for millions of years. What's even more surprising is that it never goes through sexual reproduction. Instead of reproducing in the usual way, it uses a unique strategy that has allowed it to survive and thrive for millions of years. It can take and incorporate the DNA of plants, bacteria, and even other animals into its own genetic code. Because of this unique ability, it can survive in extreme conditions and continuously adapt to changing environments, as if it truly has a superpower to borrow abilities from others.